That morning, I didn't really feel like going to school. The sun was out, the air was soft, and I just wanted to lie in the grass. So I did. I stretched out in the backyard and stared up at the clouds. They looked like floating animals. A bear here. A fish there. But then, I saw something strange. One of the clouds had a face. A big, silly smile. And then, it winked at me. I sat up fast. Had I imagined it? No. It winked again. It was like it was saying, "Come on. Let's go do something fun." I stood up. Reached out my hand. And that's when my feet left the ground. At first, I felt a little scared. My feet weren't touching anything, and the wind tickled my arms. But then the cloud floated down, just enough for me to climb on. It was soft, like cotton candy, but strong enough to hold me. I sat down carefully. It wobbled a little, but then steadied itself. I was riding a cloud. A real cloud. Like a little boat in the sky. The houses below looked like toys. Trees became broccoli. Even my school looked tiny. The higher we floated, the quieter everything became. Only the wind was talking now, whistling like a flute, and I swear, it was playing a song just for me. While I was floating higher and higher, little flashes of light began to flicker around me. At first, I thought they were stars, like tiny suns peeking out early. But then one of them flew past my face, and I saw it. It was a bird. Not just any bird, a golden one. Its feathers shimmered like treasure. More followed, dozens of them, flying in circles around my cloud. One landed right next to me. It didn't flap or chirp. It just looked at me, with soft, kind eyes. Then it leaned forward and traced something onto the surface of my cloud with its beak. A direction. A path. I didn't know where it would lead, but I nodded anyway. The golden birds rose as one and flew ahead. And my cloud began to follow them. We followed the golden birds for a while, up, down, around floating hills of cloud. Then, far ahead I saw it, a swirling tunnel in the sky. It wasn't scary. It looked like the wind had made a spiral just for me. As we got closer, the cloud sped up, like it knew exactly what to do. The moment we entered the tunnel, I heard it. Not a scream. Not a roar. A voice. A voice made of wind, calling my name. Elio. 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 The sound wasn't loud. It was like a song someone was humming just for me. And even though we were spinning faster and faster, I felt calm, like I was going exactly where I belong. As we left the tunnel, the sky opened wide like a curtain being pulled away. And there it was. The Sky Kingdom. Floating islands drifted in the air like lily pads. Towers made of crystal sparkled in every direction. Waterfalls poured from clouds and vanished into golden mist. One island was covered in glowing flowers. Another had flying books fluttering between trees. Right in the center was a palace made of glass. But it didn't break, even in the wind. My cloud gently floated down and landed at the palace gate. For the first time since I left the ground, I stood up, and felt my feet touch skystone. And right then I knew, this was a place made for dreamers. The palace doors opened without a sound. Inside, everything floated. Books. Toys. Pictures. Even pillows. Nothing touched the floor. I stepped in slowly. A red balloon drifted toward me. When I touched it, a memory appeared in the air. Me and my mom, laughing in the park. Then I saw a teddy bear float by. I hadn't seen it since I was little. Here, it was smiling. This room was made of my memories. Not just the big ones, but the small ones too. Little happy pieces of me. It felt like the kingdom knew who I really was. Not just now, but always. As I walked through the floating room, something small caught my eye. A single white feather, glowing faintly. When I touched it, I heard something. Not out loud, but inside me. My own voice saying, "I love this place." And then the wind answered, "We love you too." I couldn't believe it. The feather let me speak to the wind, and understand it. I tucked it into my pocket. It felt like holding a secret. A soft, powerful one. The moment I put the feather away, the sky began to change. Clouds above turned darker, not angry, just awake. And then, I saw them. Massive figures rising from the clouds. Their bodies were made of storm. Their eyes glowed like lightning. Their hair flowed like thunderclouds. Storm giants. But they weren't scary. They just looked at me, calm and waiting. So I sent them my feelings through the wind, awe, gratitude, peace. One giant raised a glowing hand and drew a shining line in the sky. A path. Just for me. The path glowed like a rainbow made of sunlight. I stepped onto it slowly. It didn't feel like cloud or glass. It felt like hope. Each step changed colors: soft blue, warm pink, golden yellow. Golden birds flew beside me again. Memories danced in the air like fireflies. Some weren't even mine, other children laughing, dreaming. Maybe this path opened for anyone who believed. I smiled and walked on. And at the final step, the light wrapped around me, like a hug. I opened my eyes, and I was lying in the grass again. Same sky. Same breeze. Had it all been a dream? I reached into my pocket. The feather was still there. I looked up. One cloud winked. That's when I knew it was all real. The sky kingdom. The birds. The wind that spoke my name. And now, whenever I close my eyes, I can still hear it whisper, "Elio, welcome back."